Hi girlies, just did a DFYNE review, but we have another DFYNE review because again, launches do not stop. Hannah Pearson drop. Hannah Pearson came out with another collection with DFYNE. So I'm gonna go over everything that I got, everything that did drop, my thoughts, post measurements, color comparisons, all that good stuff. Also, code Bailey, it does save you at 10% off. Help support me with the brand. Keep these reviews coming for you guys. Your support means the absolute world. And using code Bailey not only saves you 10% off, but counts as an entry to my monthly giveaway. So if you're wanting to see my thoughts, just keep watching. So I wanted to try at least one of every item, and then I loved one of the items as soon as I got the package, went back and bought more. And then the batch was very different from the item I loved. I'm so tired of the batch inconsistencies. So all of these items again are already ready to shop. Again, I can't review it before drops, but I wanted to get this up to you guys as soon as I could, but I had to wait for my second package to come in. There are some items sold out, but I feel like some are still, there is still a lot of stock, surprisingly. So she has quite a few colors dropping in Quartz, Aloe, and Cove. And then she has for neutrals, Oat, Chestnut, and Midnight Black. The minimal bra, the halter neck bra, the minimal longline top, and then the halter neck longline top, the Hannah Pearson shorts 4.5, the leggings, and then the flares. All right, so I'll quickly pop in all of the color comparisons right here for the Hannah Pearson drop. We'll start with the Hannah Pearson flares, which are going to be $72.50. This collection was higher in price. They have extra, extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large, 3 colors, Oat, Chestnut, and Midnight Black, in 2 inseams, a regular and tall. And a lot of people 5'4" and up had to get tall. So therefore, if you're taller, these are not going to work for you. They're going to be high water. So I hope they tweak their inseams. I also know people were saying to size down. I personally don't agree with that. Maybe if you don't mind a super baggy waistband. However, I did extra small, and I probably could have done extra, extra small because the waistband is so wide and it's just hanging on me. However, if I were to size down, then the quad area would probably get a little snug, but it's still a very stretchy fabric. I don't like the fabric. So it is 66% nylon, 34% elastane. And in my, it's a slick fabric. It's not like Origin at all. Very slick, but it kind of reminds me of the leggings you'll find at Fabletics, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I don't like the quality of this. I'd rather have an Origin fabric. This to me feels, I don't know, not the best quality. Just not my cup of tea. I'd rather have a Buff Bunny butter fabric, Nubri. This one just feels like that slick performance legging material you can get anywhere for 20 bucks. So I just don't love the fabric personally. And the waistband is so unflattering. Hannah's quite petite, so I'm really surprised that the waist is so big and they didn't notice that to make the change, because this waistband is so wide, so loose, hangs off me. There's no tummy control whatsoever. However, again, if I size down, it might be a little bit tighter in the glute and thigh area. So for me, sizing is way off. No front seam, it's mid-rise. I do like and appreciate the back seam though. It is a short glute seam, short V seam, so it is short glute friendly. There is no scrunch, there's no compression, so it's going to be like a lounge flare, not like impact or anything. It's not going to give that same vibe, but I feel like because of the short glute seam, it does kind of act like a scrunch. So I do really like the back side, just don't like the waistband or the inseam or the fabric. So I don't think I'd buy any more personally. But it's pretty thick material too. The waistband's double lined, side seams, it comes down to a flare, but again, the inseam is really short. I did extra small, tall, have longer glutes. This might hit a little too short. This is the color Chestnut. Here are the flares. I did extra small, tall. So this is not a tall inseam. This is a regular. I mean, it's not their regular, but if you compare it to other brands, this is what they would consider their regular inseam. So obviously as a 5'4" girly, the inseam's fine. However, if you're tall, You're gonna have to size up just for length. It's not gonna be tall girl friendly. It's high rise. The way I'm glad I didn't size up. A lot of the athletes were saying to size up. I'm glad I did not, because the waist is so baggy. It's just hanging there. Like, it is too big. Like, it's compressive here, but not insanely tight. But there's literally no tummy control, no compression in the waistband. It makes no sense. So when you bend, it's being pulled down. So I don't like that at all. The fabric also feels cheap. It feels to me like cheap leggings you'll find at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. That slick nylon. I don't like the fabric at all. It's not like Origin. That one's a little bit more of like a velvety feel. This is slick. I still think nothing beats aggressive scrunch buff bunny butter flares for me. But yeah, that's the inseam. It is thick calf friendly. Like, I do like that. It's definitely not gonna cling at the thigh at all. It comes out right at the knee. But waistband's just this double lined non-compressive waistband, no front seam. And in the back, doesn't have a scrunch, but has a short V seam, short glute seam. So I do really like the back. I think they, excuse me. Now, they're not as flattering as Buff Bunny aggressive scrunch flares, but they are pretty flattering. They do separate the cheeks. I don't feel like the V seam's going up my back. So for that, I do like them. However, the waistband and the fabric, I just do not like it all. Pretty thick material, and I do love the color chestnut. I really like the V-seam where it hits. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the main thing that I'm not loving is just the waistband and the fabric. But I think the glute seam and V-seam are perfect. Move into the shorts. Ended up getting quartz, extra small in the 4.5, and these are 54. And I loved the fit so much that I went back and bought every other color. However, only one other color is fitting like quartz, so I'm very bummed about that. But the material is quite different, at least in quartz and aloe, from all the other colors and the leggings. So I also feel like measurement wise, the leggings hit shorter, are much better in the V-seam and glute pocket area on me than the leggings. The V-seam does hit too high. The rise is higher, so I'm getting excess fabric, whereas the shorts are much better. And I'll talk about the quartz, then we'll go into the colors I don't like. So quartz, like everyone was saying, OG Impact lifts, but it's literally only in the quartz and maybe aloe. The other colors are way too stretchy, but quartz shocked me. Like, I loved it so much. It was very snug. It was tighter than Impact. So again, if you want the quartz or aloe shorts, they are tighter than Impact, so you might want to size up. But as a girl who loves a tight fit, has been missing that tight compressive Impact feel, I'm quite happy with it. However, the rise is lower when it's tighter, so it hits lower on me than Impact and kind of hits me in an unflattering spot. So I only like to wear the tight ones like aloe and quartz with a long line halter to kind of cover, because it does kind of cut in at an unflattering spot on me. But at this point, I don't care. I love how much it lifted my glutes. It gave OG Impact lift. The fabric also feels like OG, sturdy, not slick, not that stretchy fabric. So I loved the fabric that it made me buy every other color. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, maybe all the shorts will fit like this. Nope, it's definitely a color thing. Because the leg opening right here is still a little bit stretchier than Impact, it does roll more than Impact, which was a bummer and quite annoying throughout my workout. But again, my butt cheeks looked so good in these that I was like, I don't care, it's whatever. And the V-seam and glute pocket area was also shorter than Impact. So for most people who have average glute height, longer glute height, if Impact didn't work for you, this will definitely not work for you, at least in aloe and quartz, because it was even shorter than Impact. I have insanely short booty cheeks, so for me, I was eating it up. I loved it. I loved how perky it made my top glutes look. But again, keep in mind, this is for very short glute gals. The scrunch is also very similar to Impact. The main difference is that it's just got dynamic like ruching. So very, very similar. It just has a little bit of ruching to it, whereas Impact doesn't have the ruching, but still has the cut and sew V-seam waistband. No front seam, lower rise, quartz fitting, tighter, more OG Impact like lift. Okay, so here are these shorts. I like the shorts so much more than the leggings, and that's normally reverse, but these fit a lot tighter than the leggings. Also, the V-seam hits so much shorter than on the leggings. Like the leggings, extra small, gave no lift. As you guys saw, it had so much excess fabric at the top of the glutes. The scrunch looked weird. There was no compression under here. And then these, they fit so much tighter, like low-key, they're tighter than Impact. And a shorter rise, which is a bit unfortunate because my underwear does keep showing, which is why I think when I wear the shorts, I'll be wearing it with a long line top because it hits me at an awkward spot because it is lower than Impact. And so it's like, it not very flattering where it hits. Like, I feel like it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I'd prefer a little bit higher of a rise, but it does hit shorter, so I just prefer to wear the long line with it. That way when I bend and squat, I know my underwear won't be out, whereas if I wore the bra all the time at the gym, my underwear would be showing. So I did go back and buy every other color of the shorts. Again, I'm not a 4.5 girl, but these fit tighter than Impact, and I just feel like they make the butt look so good. Whereas the leggings do not. Like, the leggings are so different in my opinion from the shorts. And I hope it's not just a quartz thing. I hope all the colors of the shorts fit like this, because I went back and bought them hoping they will. So yeah, it's a lot tighter right here in the compression, shorter glute seam in my opinion than even or shorter V-seam than even Impact, but it is a shorter rise. So it is a little bit shorter of a rise. Material feels quite similar to Impact. Like, it's stiff, but it's a little bit scratchier. Like, it's not slick at all. And I will say it is a little bit more compressive and thicker in the glute pocket area than Impact. However, the shorts, I would say, are most similar to Impact. Leggings, not even close. But the shorts, to me, they're giving Impact effect. But I will say they are tighter than Impact. So I would say if in between, definitely size up, because they are snug. They're kind of almost like my Crimson Impact, and those were tight. But I like tight, and I feel like it makes my butt look so good. Like, we haven't gotten this type of tight from DFYNE in a hot minute, so I did snag. The scrunch is a little bit different. It's kind of got like ruching, almost like the dynamic scrunch. It's like a mix between dynamic and Impact scrunch, to be honest. So it's like the Impact scrunch, but with like that dynamic ruching. It looks terrible in the leggings, but in the shorts, I feel like it looks much better. Definitely more short glute pocket area in the shorts than the leggings. 4.5 inseam, they do roll. I just wish the rise was a little bit higher. It also doesn't have the two-tiered waistband like Impact, but I would say compression, no, actually, maybe it's a little bit tighter compression-wise in the waistband than even Impact, but Impact has two-tiered. This is just vertical, one-tiered ribbing. I actually really like these. You know what would make them better? A 6.5, but that's another argument for another day. And so is Aloe. A little bit stretchier, I would say, than quartz, but still giving that same lift. Like, these are my favorite colors. I wish they all fit like this, but again, they are tighter. If you don't like tighter, size up or go for the other colors. I thought this color palette was beautiful, and so I'm happy that the bright, which is normally, the brights are normally usually stretchier, but this launch the brights are tighter. I'm not mad about it at all, but keep in mind, if you don't like a tight fit, beware. If you have longer glutes, beware, because the glute pocket area is shorter than Impact, but they still roll more. But the fabric just feels like that OG stiff, sturdy, good quality Impact that I feel like we all miss. Waistband doesn't have any tiers. It's just a vertical ribbed waistband, but I do feel like because it's tighter, it fits like OG Impact waistband, very similar, good compression. But again, it's hitting a little bit lower, so I like to wear a long line with the tighter ones. I don't get any camel toe in this. Does roll though, and then again, you've got the dynamic times impact type scrunch in this. But overall, these are fitting, even though the composition isn't the same as impact. It's 93% polyamide, 7% elastane. Something about aloe and quartz fits like impact and feels like OG impact, which I'm eating up. Okay, y'all, aloe's kind of pulling through. Still not as tight as the quartz, but so much better than the oat and cove. I would have thought it would have been the opposite since those are a little bit darker of colors, but the brighter colors are actually fitting stiffer, sturdier, like OG Impact. I'm very happy that at least my two favorite colors were the ones that are fitting how I personally like. The rise is hitting lower because it's tighter. It feels more sturdy, less stretchy. As you can see, like, it's rolling so much less when the leg opening is tighter. So again, I'm so bummed everything from DFYNE is fitting stretchier, because when it's tighter, it fits so much better and stays put so much better. Like, it's not rolling as much and you get so much more glute lift in the tighter fitting ones. The V-seam's hitting really good. I would say hitting a little bit higher than in the pink. It was quite short in the pink, but it does still feel tighter, so I'll take it. Obviously, quartz and aloe are going to be the most sheer colors. And then I got two other shorts in Cove and Oat, and these are fitting more like the leggings. So the fabric is much stretchier, not as stiff, not as sturdy, kind of scratchier like the leggings. So it's not like a DFY, it's not as slick as Dynamic, a little bit thicker than Dynamic, I will say, but just not giving that stiff, durable feel like Impact has. So Cove and Oat, I did extra small on both, and they are both fitting, again, much stretchier, not as much lift, kind of fitting more so like how the new Impact are lifting, like that level lift. So I still like them, but they do roll more than Impact. So for that, I'm like, I'd rather just get Impact and they stay put a little bit better, because the leg opening is just so stretchy that it just rolls even more than Impact. V-seam, it's for the most part very similar to the newer Impact as well. You just got the newer scrunch, and in this color, again, the different waistband. But if you like the stretchier feel, definitely go for Cove and Oat, because they are fitting and feeling more like the leggings, stretchier, not as like stiff, kind of a scratchier feel, rolls a little bit more. All right, y'all, I have the worst luck with batches, because as soon as I pulled these out of the bag, I instantly knew they were not going to be like quartz because of the feel. So it's kind of giving new Impact lifts. So it's a lot stretchier than the quartz. Doesn't give as much lift as quartz, rolls more than quartz. I have the worst luck with getting batches I do not like from DFYNE. Why couldn't they all fit like quartz? I love this color, but again, they're rolling more than Impact and are giving new Impact lift. Like, they're too stretchy. They're fitting more so like the leggings than the quartz. I loved the tight fit. Now, obviously, they're still flattering. I'm still gonna wear them. I just was really hoping I'd get this, like, they'd all fit like how quartz fit, because I loved it so much. It's got the same scrunch. The main thing is that it's just much stretchier and doesn't feel as stiff as quartz. Like, quartz felt sturdy, it felt stiff. This is feeling a lot stretchier like the leggings. Luckily, the V-seam is still hitting lower than the leggings. You guys know the leggings gave so much excess fabric, which I hated. So I do like the shorts a lot better still. I just really wanted that tight OG lift. And as you can see, like, they are rolling and they do not stay. Whereas sometimes, like Impact, once you adjust it, because it's so tight, it stays put pretty well. But these, soon as I unroll them, instantly roll back up because it's too stretchy in the leg opening. So I'm not loving these as much as the quartz. Waistband is able to go higher than quartz because it's stretchier too. So that's a pro, but I'd rather have more lift and a lower rise than higher rise and no lift. Wouldn't stress this color at all though. Like, it's pretty squat proof. Here's extra small Oat. Again, not fitting like the cords. I'm literally gutted. They roll so bad. Kind of give, again, similar lift still as like newer Impact, very stretchy, but I miss the stiff, sturdy fabric. Rise, again, it's higher than the quartz because of the stretch. Leg opening is too stretchy, so it rolls so bad. Doesn't give as much of a dramatic lift as the quartz, and like sometimes getting a little bit of wrinkling when I like right here. So yeah, just needed to be tighter. Still better than the leggings. Like the leggings were really bad with the wrinkling up top. I would have loved to have seen Bikers a 6.5 because then I think I would have liked them even more, even if they weren't as lifting, just because they wouldn't roll as much. I do like the scrunch. I do overall like them. Would buy more. I just really want them all to fit like this because I got that Impact wow factor when I put on the quartz. Like granted, it hit me in the waist, like a spot I wasn't in love with, but when I turned around, I was like shook. So I just miss having that factor with DFYNE. I do feel like they are more flattering. Like the shorts are more flattering in my opinion than Vision, but I think Vision leggings are more flattering than the Hannah Pearson leggings. And then we have the leggings, and I only got one color. I regret not getting the quartz and aloe because I think I would have preferred that fit, but again, I didn't know that they were fitting so different. We have oat extra small, $64. Fabric for these is 93% polyamide, 7% elastane, whereas Impact is 90% nylon, 10% elastane. These are mid-rise, subtle glute contour, soft feel. The leggings for me felt and fit higher, probably because they were stretchier. I got excess fabric at the top of the glutes. I would say a little bit more so than Vision. So I just didn't love them as much. The fabric, again, is a little bit thicker than Dynamic, kind of more similar to Vision, but I would say Vision is a little bit softer. This almost feels a little bit scratchier of a fabric, but still same, I would say, stretch and compression level as Vision. Too stretchy in all the wrong areas. Like it's tight down here, but not tight right under the glutes to actually lift. So yeah, I'm just not loving them. I feel like Vision is more flattering, Impact's more flattering, gives more lift, whereas in the shorts, waistband is again the vertical ribbed waistband. And again, for some reason, the waistband, like the ribbing, not the overall rise, but just the ribbing is shorter in the leggings than the shorts, but the overall rise is pretty much the same. You've got, again, that scrunch, the Dynamic times Impact scrunch. It's just too stretchy to give any lift with this fit. I really wish they'd, like if they're not gonna go back to the fabric that we love, I wish they'd add an extra small so I could get that Impact lift. But yeah, I just regret not getting aloe and quartz in the leggings. I just don't love the fit personally. I want a tighter fit. I want more lift. If you like a stretchier fabric, less lift, and have shorter glutes, but maybe don't like Dynamic, you'd probably really like these because they're still short glute friendly, but give less lift. Whereas I know if you have short glutes, but you want less lift, Dynamic might be too long in the glute pocket area. So I feel like you'll probably prefer this one. Inseam, because it is stretchier, does hit a little bit longer than Impact, but I would still say on the shorter side. Here are the Hannah Pearson leggings, much stretchier. I honestly feel, I don't know, it's like thick fabric. And it's, I don't know, it's not, the fabric composition is different. I don't know how to describe it besides like a seamless, scratchier feel, very stretchy. So it's not like a sturdy Impact feel, but it's also not like DFYNE, even though the composition's kind of similar to DFYNE, very different. Like it's a lot thicker. It is more compressive in the leg area, like right here. However, not where it needs to be, right in the back. And I am getting, again, it's V-seam is hitting too high, and so I'm getting all this excess fabric. I can't tell if I like these or I think I like Vision better. I feel like they, yeah, I like the shorts better of the Hannah Pearson ones, but the Vision leggings better than the Hannah Pearson leggings. Scrunch, as you can see, has more ruching, but is similar to Impact, but there's really no lift. Like it's too stretchy right here, but it's tight in my thigh and calf area from the thick fabric. It's like, why couldn't they keep that compression right here? Rise is also higher than the shorts because of how stretchy it is. Inseam is also longer then impact, but still on the shorter side. Lift, not much. Vertical ribbed waistband, no front seam, more crotch room and height in the leggings than like impact leggings, probably more similar to Vision. So that's it for the bottoms. Start with the Hannah Pearson minimal longline top in chestnut. This one's actually sold out. Not in every color though, just the chestnut. I did extra small. The fabric is 66% nylon, 33% elastane, removable bra pads, open back, scrunch front, V-neck, buttery soft fabric. So very similar, I would say, to the flares. Not like Origin, like I had heard. So it's much slicker of a fabric. I don't mind the fabric in the tops, just don't love it in the flares personally. But overall the fit is very similar to the Origin minimal tank they have. Same like width. So if that was too wide for you, this is going to be too wide for you as well. I definitely prefer the halter over this one. As a narrow chest, narrow shoulder girl, the straps slide down. It is a little bit better in terms of gaping than the minimal one, like the Origin one, but it's still too wide. And so the straps are constantly falling off. I love the length though. I'm glad I did extra small. In my opinion, this fits more like an extra small than an extra small. It's got the no built-in bra or anything, just removable cups, and then a seam down here, kind of as if that was where the bra would stop. The DFYNE logo right here. I wish they would have done tonal and not two, because I would love to wear this as like a lifestyle, but then as soon as you add the white logo, I just feel like it cheapens the look and I can't wear it casually. So I really wish this would have been tonal, and maybe at the bottom, not right here. I do love the ruching front right here though. I think it's a very girly ballet-like cut and style. Love the V neckline. I just wish it would come in a little bit more. It's just too wide for my chest personally. Love the chestnut color though. Just glad I only got one because I do prefer the halter. It's a meet and greet link, so it does cover my belly button. $57.50, coming in quartz, aloe, cove, oat, chestnut, and midnight black. It's very similar to the Origin one, just the fabric is more like buttery smooth. Kind of like the flares. However, I don't know, the flares just felt cheaper to me. Like they literally felt like TJ Maxx fabric. Whereas this feels a little bit, maybe it's because it's in a top, I don't mind it as much, I don't know. But it's definitely slicker, more buttery feeling than Origin, but it's the same pretty much overall design as the Origin one. Just has this ruching in the front. I'm glad I did extra small. It is still way too wide. The straps are constantly being pulled off my shoulders. So this top, I'm glad I only got one. I prefer the halter. If you're wider chested, you might prefer this one. But as a narrow chest girl, it's still, the straps are too wide in the back. It does have removable cups. Love the scoop neckline and love, again, the overall design. It's a meet and greet link, so covers my belly button. Has the DFYNE logo right here. Back looks like this. Again, I feel like it should come in ½ an inch. And then you're like bending and it does slide off. And this is sizing down. So I would definitely recommend sizing down, or else I feel like the straps are just gonna hang there. Then we have the longline halter top. And this is $57.50, coming in all the same colors. I got quartz, aloe, cove, and oat to go with the shorts, since again, I wanted to wear a long line with them. So I got the aloe, which is a beautiful, I already have self tanner on this. Come on. Beautiful green. I loved the color palette so much. It was giving crop shop boutique. Like, fabric is very similar to this, a little bit thinner in the halter than in the long line. Removable cups, darts for added structure, non-adjustable halter neck. I'm glad I sized down. I feel like this one runs big, so if in between, if smaller chested, narrow chested, I do think you could size down. Maybe if larger up top, don't size down, but I'm happy I did. No built-in shelf bra, just removable cups, and again, the seam down here. Darts for added structure, very flattering neckline, meet and greet link, so it does cover my belly button. Love this top so much. Does show sweat though. Then I got it in quartz as well. Fit is very consistent between all the colors. This one has self tan all over it too, so I need to wash this. Would love to see adjustable straps added to make it fit more people better. This is extra, extra small. I definitely think if in between you can size down, because in my opinion, this is how an extra small should fit. It's buttery material, like it's kind of like Origin, but a little bit silkier than Origin. I really like it. It's a thinner material. I do think it will show sweat. No built-in shelf bra. That's one thing I do wish it would have had, but I mean, it's got the seam down here, so I guess it doesn't really need it because the seams, it's almost like the seam of the bra, but then it added fabric. So you've got this, basically the same support as the bra, just with more coverage. Darts right here, removable cups, non-adjustable halter neck. I would again recommend sizing down. I've got extra, extra small, and it fits in my opinion like an extra small. Narrow chest friendly. If you are wider chested, you might get some side boob happening. Back looks like this. I like this top so much, I did go back for all the other colors. And then I got it in the Cove. Beautiful blue. It reminds me of Crop Shop Boutique Steel, I think is the name of the color. Again, another top I really wish the DFYNE logo wasn't right there. I wish it was tonal because then I could wear it casually. I just feel like this again makes it look more activewear like, cheapens the look. Like I don't know, I think if I want to wear it lifestyle, I'd rather not have the logo right here, or at least it be tonal. I wouldn't mind it if it was tonal, but I just don't love the white logo right there. And then I got it in Oat. Again, I do think you can size down, even in an extra, extra small, nothing is too tight. Then we have the Pearson minimal bra, and I got this one in Cove extra, extra small. This comes in Quartz, Aloe, Cove, and Oat. And I would definitely say if in between narrow chested, you're gonna wanna size down. The straps are even wider in my opinion, like went on, than in the long line. So they just slide so bad, which is a bummer because I love the back and the front. Like the design is so cute. It's just too wide, not for narrow chest girls in my opinion, but like the back is so cute for upper body days. And then I love the little front removable cups. It's still dainty. It's just definitely, if you're more narrow chested, I personally would go for the halter over this one because it just slides off my shoulders, and this is even when sizing down. So here's the extra, extra small short line minimal bra, and it's even wider. These are both extra, extra small. It's even wider than the long line one. I'm so glad I didn't get a lot of these. I love the design and the back. However, these straps annoy the crap out of me. They do not stay up. Obviously, if you're like wider lats, wider chest, you probably won't have that issue, but as a narrow chest girl, narrow shoulders, like they are just sliding. Like I would not feel comfortable bending over doing upper body movements in this, even like RDLs, just because like every time I move, they're just sliding off. I would say the gaping is a little bit better than like the Origin ones. I do love the color and I love the design. It's just too wide. That slicker material, removable cups. Like the back is stunning, don't get me wrong. It just should have come in, like this is an extra small. There's no way this is an extra, extra small. It's just too wide. It's not narrow chest friendly. It should have come in ½ an inch. Yeah, really disappointed. Loved the design. I just hope they tweak it. Then we have the halter. I did extra small, regret not doing extra, extra small. That was a whoopsie when I was ordering. I do feel like it fits a little bit bigger than the Impact strappy bra. It's also a different fabric. It's much more like buttery soft versus a seamless, but I definitely could have done an extra, extra small for sure as an IBTC narrow chested girl. The straps, again, non-adjustable, but overall very similar concept and design. Itty bitty straps, super cute for upper body days. I can even do leg day in this. Has the darts for added structure with removable cups, DFYNE logo. Fabric again, 66% nylon, 94% elastane. Very, very stretchy. And this is the color Oat. Here is the halter in extra small. Definitely could have done extra, extra small. I probably would have preferred that for, you know, less gaping, because again, their bras, these bras in my opinion are running bigger, especially as a narrow chested, small chested gal. Definitely should have done extra, extra small. Non-adjustable straps or back strap, has darts for added structure, removable cups, V neckline, has much more coverage, has a little bit more coverage than the Impact one, and is again a very different fabric. I would say this one's probably a little bit more comfortable to wear. And as an IBTC girly, it stays up for me. That is everything for this DFYNE review. I hope it was helpful. Everything is already up available to shop. Code Bailey. It does save you 10% off. If you do use my code, please let me know so I can personally say thank you. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.